Morning students. Today I am going to discuss about chapter 2 motion. Chapter 2 motion. If we notice around us, we will be noticing there are varieties of things around us. Some things are situated silently on the earth's surface. Some are in the verge of moving. That means we are surrounded by many things which are either moving or stationary. That means stationary means which is at rest. Okay. So this way, so if we look, so we can able to see the things, such as, for example, if we notice the buildings, the trees, the electric poles, the telephone wires, etc. These, if we notice, so they are situated on the earth's surface. There may not be any kind of movement of these objects. So that means they are said to be stationary, or they are at rest. Similarly, on the other end, there are some objects, which are in the verge of moving. Means movement takes place. This is called the motion. Motion means, movement of the object. Now, so if we say that, the objects, which move from one place to another place. So that means the object has its respective motion. Like, for example, a ball rolls along the ground, kicked by a player. Similarly, the motion of a falling object, an object which is falling from a height of building. So as it falls, so ultimately it has a particular motion. So that means it is having a motion. If we shoot a gun, so that means this is also the bullet which is being emerged out of the gun. So that is also an example of motion. So motion. Now, so how can we define rest? So there are two things, which are surrounded. One that I said in the verge of moving, another is at rest. So rest. How can we define rest? If an object does not move with time, if an object does not move with time, if an object does not move with time and with the immediate surroundings, then it is called as rest. So this is the definition for rest. If an object does not move with time, if an object does not move with time and with the immediate surroundings, then it is called as rest. Or if an object does not change its position. This is the most appropriate. This is the right word. If an object does not change its position with time and with immediate surroundings, with immediate surroundings, with immediate surroundings, then the object is said to be at rest. E dot G dot. Table, chair, trees, electric poles, all are the respective examples of rest. All are the examples of rest. So we can able to say that, okay, if an object does not change its position with respect to time and immediate surroundings, then the object is said to be at rest. Object is said to be at rest. For example, C dot G dot, that is table, chair, trees, electric poles, etc. Are the examples of are rest. Are the example of are the etc. are the examples of rest, which is written over here. So this is rest. Now come to motion. So there is also another word which is also related to rest, that is called the motion. Now what is that? Okay, the same thing we can say, if an object change its position with respect to time and with respect to its immediate surroundings, then the object is said to be in motion. So this is the definition of motion. If an object changes its position with respect to time and with respect to its immediate surroundings, then the object is said to be in motion. Now, E dot G dot. Example, E dot G dot. Example, okay. A ball rolls over the ground, falling stones, a moving cart, etc. are the examples of motion. So this is rest, this is motion. So these are the two things. Now we will be saying that, okay, is there any relationship or are they related? That is, rest and motions, are they related against each other? If they are related, so in what way they are related? Because they are very similar. They are very similar words, but they are also related to each other. Now, what sort of relation they possess? So the relationship is as under. Like this, okay, are rest and motion related? R-E-L-A-T-E-D, related? Yes. Rest and motion are quite related against each other. Which can be each other, which can be explained as under. Now, okay, supposing you are in a moving train. Supposing you are in a moving train. You are in a moving train. Okay. And moving train. You are boarded, B-O-A-R-D-E-D. You are boarded in a moving train and occupied your seat near a window side. And near a window side. And after that, okay, if we, because the train is moving, so if we peep outside, or as we are sitting here, when we look outside, out of the window, we can able to notice that, okay, there are varieties of things such as the trees, lamppost, houses, people and animals. Okay, they are outside. Because you are inside the train, so they are outside. On the other hand, if you notice inside the train, so you will be noticing that you can see the passengers, you can see the seats, you can see the bars, oriental bars, which are situated very near to the ceiling side, and those, okay, whenever there is any, and whenever we used to stand, so we can able to hold by means of that. So everything, the belt, everything, whenever we are looking inside, okay, we can able to notice that the things are as usual. But when we notice outside, so we can able to notice that the things are in the barge of moving, because they are being related against each other. So our position with respect to them keeps on changing. Now, if we keeps on changing, then we can able to observe that we are in the state of motion with respect to the trees. We are in the state of motion. When we look outside, we are in the state of motion with respect to the trees, lampposts, houses, peoples and animals, and outside the train. On the other hand, okay, because you are at rest with respect to the seats and the roof of the train. Thus, we can able to say that a body may be at rest with respect to one object, and at the same time, it possesses also in motion with respect to another object. Thus, we can able to say that rest and motions are quite related against each other. Hence, they are belonging to relative terms. So, this is the case happens. After that, now, so next discussion is types of motion. Types of motion. Types of motion. There are types of motion. Okay. There are various kinds of motion. There are various types of motion. There are various types of motions. There are various types of motions around us. Nearly 6 varieties are well known. Full stop. They are as under. They are as under. Number 1. Okay. Number 1. Translatory motion. Translatory motion. Second one, rotatory motion. Second one is rotatory motion. Rotatory motion. Third one, okay, oscillatory motion. Oscillatory motion. Fourth one is random motion. Fifth one is periodic motion. Sixth one, multiple motion. Seventh one, there are nearly 7 varieties. Nearly 7 varieties. Seven one is non-periodic motions. So these are the different types of motion: translatory motion, rotatory motion, oscillatory motion, random motion, periodic motion, multiple motions, non-periodic motions, etc. These are the 6 varieties of motions. So today we should discuss about translatory motion. So first one, translatory motion. So what is the definition of this motion? What will be the definition of this motion? The definition for the translatory motions will be like this. Okay, if an object, the motion of an object the motion of an object, the motion of an object, the motion of an object in which every point, the motion of the object in which every point of the moving object, every point of the object moves through a certain distance, moves through the same distance, DISTAN, same distance in the same interval of time, in the same interval of time. Then the motion of the body is called as translatory motion. Like for example, E dot G dot. Example may be like this. Okay, a ball rolling along the ground. Next one is okay. Ball rolling on the ground. A moving car. Moving car, comma. Moving windmills, etc. are the example of translatory motion. As we know that, okay, translatory motions are divided into two parts. Translatory motion divided